morning. Okay, we're going to try and start reading together Dinosaurs Before Dark. Yes, I will read. Try to follow me while I read, and then I will try to explain each page a little bit for the ones that couldn't understand the story. Okay, so let's go to page 1. Into the woods. Help! A monster, said Annie. Yeah, sure, said Jack. A real monster in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania. Run, Jack, said Annie. She ran up the road. Oh, brother, this is what he got for spending time with his 7-year-old sister. Annie loved pretend stuff. But Jack was 8.5. He liked real things. Watch out, Jack. The monster's coming. Race you. Okay, so by now we have to think if there is a monster. Pages 2 and 3. No, thanks, said Jack. Annie raced along into the woods. Jack looked at the sky. The sun was about to set. Come on, Annie. It's time to go home. But Annie had disappeared. Jack waited. No, Annie. Annie, he shouted again. Jack, Jack, come here. Jack groaned. This better be good, he said. Jack left the road and headed into the woods. The trees were lit with a golden late afternoon light. Come here, called Annie. There she was, standing under a tall oak tree. Look, she said. She was pointing at the rope ladder. So Jack and Annie are in the forest, yes? And Annie is showing something to Jack. Page 3, the longest rope ladder Jack had ever seen. Wow, he whispered. The other went all the way up to the top of the tree. There, at the top, was a tree house. It was tucked between 2 branches. That must be the highest tree house in the world, said Annie. Who built it? Asked Jack. I've never seen it before. I don't know, but I'm going up, said Annie. No, we don't know who it belongs to, said Jack. Just for a teeny minute, said Annie. She started up the ladder. Annie, come back. She kept climbing. So, Jack and Annie found a tree house, yes, in a very high tree. Yes, a tree house is a small house on a tree. And Annie wants to see it, so she started climbing. There you have the tree house, yes, and the high, high tree. Annie got up and Jack is here waiting for her. Jack sighed. Annie, it's almost dark. We have to go home. Annie disappeared inside the treehouse. Annie! Jack waited a moment. He was about to call again when Annie poked her head out of the treehouse window. Books! She shouted. What? It's filled with books. Oh man, Jack loved books. He pushed his glasses into place. He gripped the sides of the rope ladder and up he went. So this tiny tree house in the high, high tree, it's full of books. And Annie is there. And now Jack is going up too. Let's continue. Chapter 2. The Monster. Okay, let's see if it is real or not. Okay? Jack and Annie are in the forest. They have found a tree house. Yes, it's a house on a tree. This tree is high, very high. Annie climbed up and the house is full of books. Yes, and now Jack is also climbing the ladder. Page 6. The Monster. Jack crawled through a hole in the treehouse floor. Wow! The treehouse was filled with books. Books everywhere. very old books with dusty covers, new books with shiny, bright covers. Look, you can see far, far away, said Annie. She was peering out the treehouse window. Jack looked out the window with her. Down below were the tops of the other trees. In the distance, he saw the Frog Creek Library. 7. The elementary school, the park. Annie pointed in the other direction. There's our house, she said. Sure enough, there was their white wooden house with a green porch. Next door was their neighbor's black dog, Henry. He looked very tiny. Hi, Henry, shouted Annie. Shush, said Jack. We are not supposed to be up here. He glanced around the treehouse again. I wonder who owns the treehouse. Who owns all these books? He said. He noticed bookmarks were sticking out of many of them. I like this one, said Annie. She held up a book with a castle on the cover. Here's a book about Pennsylvania, said Jack. He turned to the page with a bookmark. Okay, so in pages 6 and 7, both Jack and Annie are in the treehouse. They are looking at the books. There are old books and new books. Then they looked through the window and they could see many, many places. Their home, the neighbor's home, the neighbor's dog, Henry, yes? And they found out that many of the books have bookmarks, yes? Bookmarks, yes, we use bookmarks to mark the book where we have finished reading, okay? Let's continue. Okay, here we have pages 8 and 9. Let's pay attention. Hey, there's a picture of Frog Creek in here, said Jack. It's a picture of these woods. Oh, here's a book for you, said Annie. She held up a book about dinosaurs. A blue silk bookmark was sticking out of it. Let me see it. Jack set down his backpack and grabbed the book from her. You look at that one, and I look at one about castles, said Annie. No, we better not, said Jack. We don't know who these books belong to. But even as he said this, Jack opened the dinosaur book to where the bookmark was. He couldn't help himself. He turned to a picture of an ancient flying reptile, a Pteranodon. He touched the huge bat-like wings. Wow, whispered Jack. I wish I could see a Pteranodon for real. Jack studied the picture of the odd-looking creature soaring through the sky. Ah, screamed Annie. What? Said Jack. A monster, Annie cried. She pointed to the treehouse window. Stop pretending, Annie, said Jack. No, really, said Annie. Jack looked out the window. The giant creature was gliding above the treetops. He had a long, weird crest on the back of his head, a skinny beak, and huge bat-like wings. It was a real, live Pteranodon. The creature curved through the sky. He was coming straight toward the treehouse. He looked like a glider plane. The wind began to blow. Wow! So here, Jack started reading a book about dinosaurs, and he discovered a creature, or a monster, we don't know, yes, that it's called a Pteranodon, yes, and this creature or monster has bat-like wings, yes, a skinny beak, yes, a weird crest on the back of his head, yes. But is Jack reading Or is the creature outside of the tree house? Yes, where is the Pteranodon? Is it there or is it in Jack's head? Let's continue. Oh, look here. We have the creature, yes, flying through the sky next to the tree house, and Jack is trying to look at him. The leaves trembled, page 10. Suddenly, the creature soared up high into the sky. Jack nearly fell out of the window trying to see it. Be careful, Jack. Page 11. The wind picked up. It was whistling now. The treehouse started to spin, What's happening? Cried Jack. Get down, shouted Annie. Okay, so here we have the creature, yes, with bat-like wings, yes. Look at them. Look at his beak and the crest behind his head, yes, and the tree house on the high tree in the middle of the forest, or we can call it woods too. Okay, let's continue up to the end of chapter 2. She pulled him back from the window. The tree house was spinning faster and faster. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. He held on to Annie. Then everything was still, calm, absolutely still and calm. Jack opened his eyes. Sunlight slanted through the window. There was Annie, the books, his backpack. The treehouse was still high up in an oak tree, but it wasn't the same oak tree. Okay, so let's summarize. We have Jack and Annie, brother and sister. Annie is younger than Jack. Annie likes made-up things, and Jack likes real things. They found out in the middle of the woods, the middle of the forest, the tree house on a very high tree. They went up and they found lots of books. When Jack opened the Dinosaurs book, a creature appeared, a Pteranodon, yes? And now the treehouse started spinning, and now what are they? Are they still in the treehouse? Is this the same tree? Okay, thank you for joining. Try to watch, try to read after me, yes? And let's find out if Jack and Annie are in the same tree or not.